Hey guys, this is LeDuck for theScore eSports, still subbing in for Dexter, and with me I have a finalist for the EULCS Summer 2016, Trashy. You made it to the final in the summer split. It was really nice split for you. What goes through your head right now, like having so much success?
Honestly, after this series, I'm just really relieved. I don't think we had the best preparation for this series. I feel like the last couple of weeks of practice haven't been that productive for us. So going into the games, I wouldn't say I was like afraid of losing, but I knew the games would be very close. And basically, I'm just really happy that we could kind of go through all of the kind of bad preparation we had into the games and just take the win. And it means so much for all of us that we in the split. I mean, kind of like our first season in the LCS can in the summer split get to the finals, and I don't think anyone of us had even hoped for that at the start of the split. So I can't really describe how much it means to me, but I'm just really happy that we won for sure.
Okay, I want to touch a little bit about the preparation. Like there was rumors going on around that you guys weren't doing so hot in scrims, and some people are going as far as calling 6.15 the H2K patch. So why is it not called the Splyce patch? What gives you guys trouble in this patch?
I feel like junglers that are really good at seeing opportunities to punish laners like Jankos has a lot of success on this patch, and on top of that, H2K has strong laners. Like Overwatch is a strong laner, and Forgiven and Vander is a strong lane, and Ryu is solid as well. So overall for them, it just makes a lot more sense that they can play like this, and that's why the patch fits them so well. But for us, I think we are better at knowing what to do in the mid game and late game. So basically, the series just came down to are we gonna do too many mistakes in the early game that we can't get through to the mid and late game, where I think we will just outdo what they will do. So yeah, that was basically how the series went today, and especially first game was really rough for us, where Rek'Sai just went top and got towered like 6 minutes or something. So yeah. Props to Jankos, he played really well, but I think as the series went through, I think I got an edge on him because he didn't diversify his playstyle in the games, I think.
Okay, I want to touch about a little bit more on the jungle matchup. So he ended up playing Rek'Sai 5 times, you banned Elise 5 times, and obviously jungle matchup was very hyped up. It was like pretty much a lot of people were saying the jungle matchup will end up deciding the series, so there was probably a lot of pressure on your shoulders as well. So my question for you is, like, do you agree with the whole draft situation? Like, should Jankos at some point just given up on the Rek'Sai and went for something else? Like, there was still potential a Hecarim. He could have taken the Gragas himself. I believe Nidalee would have been an option too, since like the bans were not as jungle focused as against Fnatic. So maybe you can touch a little bit on the draft and the Gragas Rek'Sai matchup that ended up repeating over and over.
Yeah, so basically Rek'Sai is just overall probably the best jungler on this patch. I think even better than Elise. But we just decided to remove Elise because Jankos has so much success on the champion, and he really know how to push his limits on the champion in the early game. And I was really confident in the Gragas Rek'Sai matchup from both sides. So even if they went Gragas, I could still go Rek'Sai and we would be completely fine. There would be no problem there. But I think Gragas and Rek'Sai are just really powerful picks right now, and Hecarim and Nidalee kind of needs more setup from your team. And I think how the draft wins, they had troubles finding ways to use, like say, a Hecarim or something. So I think the draft was fine for them in regard of the jungle. They always drafted for better jungler early on, and that kind of showed in some of the games that they could just roll over us in the start. But I think, as I said before, I kind of feel like I, at some point, figured him out, what he wanted to do in the games, and had an edge on him.
Okay, so we also had something rare, which was we had 5 red side games for you guys. So every team got the side they ended up preferring on the most, and the picks looked the same, but almost it felt like every time the team who made the adjustment was the team who came out ahead in the end. Yeah. Can you maybe explain a little bit about how the draft developed over the course of the series, like how the priorities shifted? And if you feel that Yamato Ken ended up having the edge over Prolly in the infamous draft matchups.
Yeah. I mean, so basically the first game they had Talia with Rek'Sai, and we felt that was too strong because if Talia can push and Rek'Sai will win against Gragas early as well, then the game will be hard for us because they can transition the pressure to the side waves, and then we can't really do much. So we decided to pick up Talia, but as the series went on, when we picked Talia, we couldn't really find success in the early game getting pressure to the sides. So we just decided that. The games were kind of slow, and as the games were kind of slow, we just decided to pick up Malzahar, which is really, really strong when he gets these 2 or 3 item spikes, and it's a fine matchup into Vlad. So that was basically, I feel like they didn't even try to adapt in the last game, and we were really expecting them to ban Malzahar, and that might have gave us some troubles, but they just went with the same, and I was not agreeing with their bans. Like I don't feel like their bans were that good. So I guess you could say props to Yamato for being the better coach today. But this series was so close that I feel like you can't really say that they were just worse in draft or we were better. It was really even. But I do agree that last game they could have adapted to do something that will maybe caught off guard, but they didn't.
Okay, in one of the videos that Riot made about you guys, Yamato was also talking about how he feels that you guys always prepared for the BO5s, for the Gauntlet, for Worlds. How much would you, and like for example, just so the viewer can understand, he was also talking about how the breaks between the games are limited and like how the BO5s are weighted more in the scrims. How much would you say that actually made the difference today between you guys and H2K, especially considering Game 5?
I think I don't think necessarily the practice that we do with having having the same amount of break time made the factors today. I think what really made the huge factor in the last game was that we as a unit are just better overall together, having like chemistry and stuff. I'm not sure what happened in the last game, but I could see for example, in Jankos play that he didn't play as he would, for example, in the first game. Like he was doing mistakes that he would normally not do, and I don't know if that was tilt or if he just did mistakes because he was game 5 and stuff. I don't know, but that is kind of what diversifies us from them, is that we as a unit just. Don't tilt. We even if we lose, it's not like anyone is gonna have grudges on anyone. Like we are a family and we work hard together, and that is what defines us, I think.
I also heard somebody mention you and Wunder being the Danish Huni and Reignover, so synergy definitely going strong for you guys, definitely very strong mental fortitude. So you're in the finals, so you're going to face G2 or Unicorns. Maybe you want to give me some predictions or preferences based on the draft or the playstyle?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fair to say that if G2 don't win against Unicorns, that will be a big surprise. I feel like the bot lane matchup and the jungle matchup in that series is just gonna define the game, and I don't see how Unicorns are gonna win 3 games in a that kind of series. So it might be rough to say that Unicorns maybe just can't win, but that is how I see it. Maybe they can surprise me. I hope so. But G2 has to be favorites for sure.
Okay, so I want to leave you guys out to celebrate. So here's one last shout out maybe to all of your fans, maybe your Danish fans who even all attended and made one hell of a noise in the studio. You have something to say to your fans?
I mean, obviously, it's great whenever people. It doesn't matter if you're Danish or if you're whatever language, like nationality. Sorry, it doesn't matter. Everyone that supports us, we were so grateful, and the people at the studio today that came to support us just made the kind of last effort for us to show up, and we really wanted to win because of these guys coming out today. So just thank you to everyone who supports us, and thank you to everyone involved around Splyce that works hard for us to succeed.
Okay, thank you for the great interview, and I now leave you to party, and best of luck in Krakow.
There's no partying yet.
Okay, no partying, okay, no vacation, we're going full try hard until Poland. Yes. Okay, that was it on our side. If you want to see more videos, then please go on theScore eSports.com or download the app, and see you guys the next time.